It is halftime and about to start the second half. After one, the Wesleyan Titans leading the Elmhurst Blue Jays 33-24. Matt Friedman back with you on Blue Jay TV. A quick look at some of the halftime statistics. Elmhurst shot just 29%, 41% for the visitors from Wesleyan. On the boards, it was a 22-19 edge for Wesleyan over Elmhurst. We talked about that being a factor. How about Kevin Reed in the first half? 9 points and 11 rebounds for Wesleyan, and he was the leading scorer and rebounder among both teams, among all scorers and rebounders. Nick Sanford led Elmhurst with 7 points in that first half of action. 6 turnovers by Wesleyan, 3 by Elmhurst. Points in the paint are even at 12 apiece. Points off turnovers, Wesleyan 6, Elmhurst 2. Elmhurst has a 6-2 advantage in second half points. We'll start the second half of action. Again, the Blue Jays trying to end a 7-game losing streak. The Titans trying to continue a 7-game win streak. In the first half, the Blue Jays led by as many as 5 early on, but then the Titans roared back. They had a 13-0 run at one point, and they led by as many as 10 in the first half. Currently up by 9 at halftime, and that turnaround hook shot by Sanford missed, and now here comes the Titans. They want to run the other way. They slow it down a little bit. This is Overstreet. Dylan Overstreet going to bounce it to Davis, and we have a foul called. It's going against the Blue Jays. It's on Eric Dornfeld.
Charge to Eric Dornfeld. His second.
Dornfeld now has 2 fouls. In the right side corner, this is Overstreet. Overstreet finds Soderman up top, and we have it going the other way on an offensive foul.
Foul charge to Andrew Zimnick.
That was on Zimnick. I expect the officials to call a tight game in the second half because there was a little bit of chippiness during the first half, and it kind of came to a head at the end of the first half when there were technical fouls assessed on both sides for some extracurricular activity after the final shot of the half. So I don't think the officials will put up with too much contact here in the second half. Blue Jays looking to cut into this 9-point deficit. Foster has it with 20 on the shot clock. Deontay Foster calls for Baxter to come up top and catch the basketball. Now Foster gets it back, far side in the corner. 9 seconds to shoot, and a travel is called on Morganov. The Titans get the ball back. Again, the Titans have not lost in 2013. They're 7-0 this year. And since the new year started, Elmhurst is 0-7. All those games coming in conference play. Overstreet has it right of the circle. Finds Victor Davis, flicks the 3, it comes up short off the front rim. Watch out there, Foster was on the ground right under the feet of Dornfeld, who fortunately did not step on him. The Blue Jays coming back. Here's Baxter on the baseline. Left wing, this is Sanford. Nick Sanford led the team with 7 points in the first half. Baxter off that screen from Morganov, stops and gives it to Morganov on the pick and pop. Foster left wing, long skip feed. Baxter pulls up, his foot on the line, rattles out. Morganov underneath with the rebound. He throws it up short, and it looked like Morganov got a piece of Dornfeld, who is a little bit slow coming back to the other end. Overstreet rattles out a 3. Rebound is tapped back outside. Victor Davis driving down the alley. Foul called on Sanford. Second foul on Nick Sanford. 2 fouls and a half on the Blue Jays.
Charge to Nick Sanford.
It was a first half of runs.
Second team foul on the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays had a 7-0 run in the half. Titans had a 13-0 run and a 19-4 run at one point. Lob inbounds, Zimnick fires the 3 and it rattles out. Going up high for that rebound is Foster at just 5'11". Went above everybody else to collect the rebound, and he was fouled by Overstreet.
Overstreet, his third.
3 fouls on Dylan Overstreet. The Blue Jays have not led since it was 11-9 back earlier in the first half. They held an 11-6 lead before the Titans went on their 19-4 run. Baxter brings it ahead. Blue Jays still down 9, and there's another foul called. That one on Soderman. That is 2 fouls on Soderman and 3 fouls already in the half on the Titans. That jumper from Morganov rimmed out. Here come the Titans. Back into the game, Bryce Dolan, who's bringing it up. Now Reed spins, he traveled. Cheers from the Blue Jays fans, groans across the way from the Wesleyan fans after that travel call. Nobody has scored yet in the second half. We are just about 2.5 minutes into the half. 33-24, Titans leading the Blue Jays. This is Nick Sanford up top, Morganov. Back to Sanford, guarded by Zimnick. Now it's Foster. Deontay Foster puts it on the deck to Morganov. Morganov trying to look back door. Instead, here's Baxter on the left wing. Finds Sanford into the paint, floats it up, draws the foul. Zimnick shrugs his shoulders. That's his third. Nick Sanford to the line, trying to score the first points by anybody in this second half. Sanford, the 63%er, was just 1 out of 3 at the line in the first half. First one is up, got it. There's Sanford on the drive. Questionable contact there, but he did invade the airspace of Sanford, did Zimnick. That was the first point by either team in this half. 2 minutes and 46 seconds into it. Sanford hits them both. He now has 9 points, and this is a 6-point lead for the Titans, 33-26. They try to add on to that lead. Left wing, Mayberger. Hedging on that screen was Dornfeld, and now the ball was ripped away. Morganov with a long outlet feed, and it's intercepted. Looked like a potential travel there, not called as Soderman was running the baseline after catching it. Davis driving in and one. High intensity CCIW basketball here. We're seeing the fans, a good crowd here at R.A. Fagenal Hall, really get into it on both sides. And there you see Davis with the finish and the contact.
Victor Davis.
Foul was the third on Morganov. Davis will try to complete a 3-point play. He has 6 points now. 55% are at the line, but he's 2 of 2 today. And you see the official talking to some of the players on the line. I think they're trying to send the message that they're not going to put up with a lot of contact, especially if it's unnecessary contact. Davis hits the free throw, and the Titans have matched their largest lead at 10, 36-26, 16:45 to go in the game. This is Jurkovic, who's back in on the right wing for Elmhurst. Now Baxter down low, Sanford left block, got rejected but fouled. That's Kevin Reed on the foul. No, they actually get Mayberger. Reed got a clean block, but it was Mayberger with the body contact. Sanford heading back to the line. We already have 8 fouls combined in the first 3 minutes and 25 seconds of this second half. Anything close is going to be called here, as Sanford missed the first. And I'm sure it's not something that officials enjoy doing, but you have to take control of the game. They saw too much extra contact in that first half, and they want to limit that. Sanford delivers the second one up and through. Sanford splits the pair. He is the first Blue Jay into double figures now with 10 points. Titans trying to add to their 9-point lead. Reed, left elbow, backs down to the foul line. Lobs it underneath, looking for Davis. Right block, he fakes, goes up to his left shoulder and hooks it in somehow. 9 points for Victor Davis. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Titans at 38-27. Coming down upon 16 minutes to play in the game. Up top, this is Jurkovic. Sanford had the open look right wing, did not shoot the three. They'll cycle it back outside. Foster along the left side, right in front of his own bench. Up top, Dornfeld finds Baxter, 8 seconds to shoot. Baxter, turnaround Jay in the lane, that one missed. Jurkovic going for the rebound, and you could see his arm was being held by Kevin Reed. Already, that is 6 fouls on the Titans. So the next time they foul, the Blue Jays will be shooting free throws. 3 fouls on the Blue Jays in the half already. Reed called for his first foul. They dump it down low. This is Dornfeld, right of the lane, and he wanted to hand it off perhaps, but either way, it got stripped away. Here comes Dolan into the right corner. Soderman pops the 3 and missed it. Reed right there for the rebound in the bucket. Kevin Reed with the bucket off that rebound, and Reed now has 11 points and 10 rebounds. He already has a double-double going. It's a 13-point lead, biggest of the game. As Foster crosses over, elbow jumper, too strong, and Reed pulls down another board. Here come the Titans the other way, trying to add to a 13-point lead. That was thrown off the bottom of the backboard, out of bounds. 14:49 to play in the game. Titans 40, Blue Jays 27. Morganov back on the floor for Elmhurst. Dornfeld will sit on the bench. Foster will bring it ahead into the front court. Foster left of the circle, and he will call timeout. So to start this second half, it is a 7-3 run. And actually, when you consider the fact it was cut to 33-26, this is now a 7-1 run that the Titans are on. The Blue Jays try to come out here in the second half, and we've seen all of the contact and all of the fouls called. Already 9 fouls combined to start this second half of action. But let's see what Mark Shearer has cooked up in this timeout to try to get his team back on track. And again, shooting continues to be the issue. They were shooting just 27% at halftime. Elmhurst brings Charles Glass onto the floor. He joins Jurkovic, Foster, Sanford, and Morganov. Left wing, it's Charles Glass. Glass throws it over to Jurkovic, down low, Morganov, left block. Almost had it ripped away, now he goes up and it was partially blocked by Reed, who comes away with the rebound. Now this is Reed driving in. Victor Davis hooks it up, no good, but he's headed to the line. Was bumped there trying to hook that shot up.
That foul charged to Michael Jurkovic for the Blue Jays, his second.
Second foul on Jurkovic, and that's the 4th on Elmhurst.
Victor Davis at the free throw line, 2 shots.
Victor Davis at the line. First one good. Davis into double figures, he now has 10 points. The second one follows the first one in, and this is getting away a little bit from Elmhurst. Their biggest deficit now at 15. This is a 6-0 run, and it's also a 9-1 run that the Titans are on to extend this lead out to 15. Glass tries to dance his way into the lane, really did not have a good angle to get that shot up, was well defended, but now the Titans coming the other way throw the ball out of bounds. Dolan walked right out the door there and onto the concourse going after that basketball. Ackerman back in for Elmhurst, and they also bring in Kyle Wiest for the first time. Freshman guard, 6'2", 175 pounds, out of Edinburgh, Illinois. 4 points, 3 rebounds per game. Elmhurst with 14 minutes to go in the game, down by 15. Foster into the front court, gives it up on the left wing. This is Wiest. Handoff back to Foster. Offensive foul called on Wiest. It's actually Ackerman they get. Setting that screen, they get an offensive foul on him. Titans trying to extend their game-high 15-point lead. Dolan against Foster to the right wing now. This is Dortch who's back into the game. Reed out to Davis, 15-footer, bottom.
Basket by Davis.
Victor Davis with 13 points. And it's now a 17-point lead at 44-27. Driving inside, Foster missed, and there to clean it up is Morganov. Alex Morganov now at 6 points. That ends what was an 8-0 Titans run. They still lead it by 15 though. Soderman gets a handoff from Reed. Soderman baseline drive, body control, and he draws the blocking foul.
Fourth personal foul charge to Morganov.
Morganov now with 4 fouls and 6 points. Soderman headed to the line where he's a 94%er.
Soderman at the free throw line.
He has 8 points. This is his first free throw of the game.
Anderson and Zimnick in for Illinois Wesleyan.
Anderson and Zimnick check back in for the Titans. Elmhurst brings back Dornfeld. Reed and Davis sit down for the Titans. Morganov to the bench with his 4 fouls. Fouls even now at 6 apiece, so we're going to have free throws the rest of this game. Soderman hit them both. He's into double figures with 10 points. This is back to a 17-point lead, 46-29. Titans lead the Blue Jays. 12:50 remaining in the game. Dribble handoff gets to Ackerman outside. Here's Wiest at the elbow, now to the right wing. Handoff to Foster. Foster brings it back out between the rings. Foster crossover dribble, handoff Wiest. Wiest at the foul line, ducks inside. Leaner missed, rebound to Zimnick, and here come the Titans trying to add on to that 17-point edge. Dolan around the screen to Zimnick. Zimnick, skip feed out to Soderman, driving all the way in, off the glass, no, but Zimnick cleans it up. Andrew Zimnick with 9 points, and now it's a 19-point lead, biggest of the game. Foster there, and now we have a scrap for the ball. Foster pushes Zimnick as they were going for that loose ball. And now again, they have to pull these players away from each other. Doesn't seem like everybody on this floor wants to get together for dinner anytime soon among Wesleyan and Elmhurst. And this is why the officials have been calling it the way they've been calling it in the second half, to limit that kind of stuff. And unfortunately,
the call, also a technical foul charge to Deontay Foster.
Deontay Foster with the technical foul
at the free throw
as he
line.
pushed Zimnick out of the way after they were scrapping for that loose ball. So that means 2 free throws for Soderman. And then it's also a 1-and-1. Soderman hits the first. He now has 12 points after making the second. And it was actually just possession arrow favoring the Titans. And here's the replay of that scrap for the loose ball. You see Foster fighting for it with Zimnick, then Zimnick comes in late, and Foster kind of just pushes him right in the face. That is why he got teed up. Certainly could have been more if he got unlucky there. Dolan reigns in the 3. And right now it's all Titans. They have pushed it out to a 24-point lead. Dribble handoff. This is Sanford. Turnaround from the foul line, missed it. And now we have more bodies hitting the deck. Foul called underneath on the Titans. (53-29) is the lead. And here's the replay of Sanford. Goes up, misses the shot, and underneath, there's the clear out. This is now a 9-0 run for the Titans. And in this second half, Elmhurst has just 3 points. They're being outscored 20-3 in the second half of action. 1-1 upcoming here for Eric Dornfeld. Well, let's look at some of the factors that have influenced this. Elmhurst is shooting just 24%. They are 11 for 46. So it's really just about making shots. Rebound-wise, they are being out-rebounded as well, 32-24 by Wesleyan. Dornfeld, front end of a 1-1 here. And he knocks it down. Just the 4th point of the half for the Titans. Dornfeld with 3 points. He's a 70%er at the line. The senior forward, 6'7", 215 pounds. Ready for the second. Follows the first one in. 4 points for Dornfeld. That cuts the lead down to 22 for the Titans. Dolan gets it to the right wing. That's Mayberger inside, and it got ripped away from Anderson, and here come the Blue Jays off the steal. This is Ackerman all the way in, and he draws a foul. Ackerman headed to the foul line. That foul on Mayberger, and he has 4 fouls. That is 8 fouls on the Titans. Ackerman first is good. First point of the game for Ackerman. And here you see Ackerman again driving in there and drawing the foul. To cut it to a 20-point lead. And that one rattled out on Ackerman on that second attempt. Here come the Titans, up by 21. Having a big second half. They're outscoring the Blue Jays right now 20-8 in the second half of action. Drive by Overstreet, he kicked that ball, no call. Unbelievable. Overstreet, if we can get a look at that one, it'd be interesting to see because Overstreet did a back heel soccer kick to pass the ball. And here you see it again. This is, I don't know how they missed the kick ball here, but he lost control of the ball. And then to give it up to a teammate, he did a back heel soccer kick. There he loses the ball. There's the kick, and they missed it. That's just a blown call. And it's going to send Eric Dortch to the line. He sinks the first. Just pointing it out because I'm about 50 feet away from the action. The officials are right there.
Taylor Baxter in for the Blue Jays.
Baxter is back on the floor for the Blue Jays. Here's the second free throw for Dortch. It's good. 2 points for Dortch. And it's a 55-32 lead, 23-point lead. They've led by as many as 24 in this second half, have the Titans. Around the screen, here comes Baxter. Baxter dribbles, hands off to Ackerman. Top of the key, Ackerman driving down the right alley, and he is rejected out of bounds by Anderson. Reed checks back in, Anderson to the bench after that block. Elmhurst inbounding right under the hoop. Baxter catches it, lost it out of bounds. .47 to go in the ball game. Wesleyan has taken over in this second half. It was a seesaw battle in the first half. Blue Jays led by as many as 5, trailed by as many as 10. They were down 9 at half, and the Titans have just taken over here in the second half. Dolan's three off the heel. Sanford with the rebound, he wants to run. Ahead to Wiest, all the way in, he'll lay it in. No, he couldn't get it to fall, but he is headed to the line for 2. Overstreet with the foul. There you see Wiest taking it all the way in. And it looked like Definitely, he was in the restricted area on the foul. That was actually Dolan on the foul, his first. Weiss knocks down the free throw. Soderman back in for the Titans. He has 12 points. Soderman leading all scorers. Weiss to 58%er at the stripe. Sends the second one up and in. It's a 21-point Titans lead. That's now 10 points in the half for the Blue Jays, as they're being outscored 22-10 in this second half of action, after trailing by 9 at half. Along the far side, Soderman fakes the shot. Zimnick will take it and come up short. Weiss with the rebound, and here come the Blue Jays. Down 21, trying to chip into this deficit. Weiss with a handoff to Ackerman, foot on the line, came up short. Weiss with the offensive board. Weiss gets it back left wing. Now Dornfeld out top. Ackerman thought about three. Now he'll slash to the rim. Can't get it to fall, but he's headed back to the line. Bryant Ackerman, an 80%er. He's from Luguti, Illinois, where he went to high school and won the state championship last season. First one up. 2 points now for Ackerman. Charles Glass is back. Morganov comes back in with 4 fouls. Victor Davis checks back in for the Titans. 9:47 to go. Blue Jays down by 20. Second one is up, off the heel, rebounded by Charles Glass though. Glass gonna fight that one up and in. So Charles Glass now trims it down to an 18-point deficit. Timeout called by the Titans. So Elmhurst trying to battle their way back into it a little bit here on a modest 5-0 run. They've trailed by as many as 24. Wesleyan again trying to win their 8th straight contest. They come in at 15-3. They are 7-0 in conference. Number 16th ranked team in the nation by D3Hoops.com. And again, they reached the Division III Final Four last season. It was quite a year for Wesleyan. The women's team winning their first ever national championship. And the men's team making it to the Final Four. The men have made it to 3 straight Division III tournaments. And you can see where they're separating themselves is shooting the ball and rebounding. That's where Elmhurst has had most of their trouble here this afternoon. Still shooting just 24%. And Elmhurst has just 2 made field goals in the second half, accounting for 4 points. And then all of their other scoring during the second half has been at the free throw line. Already, the Blue Jays have 8 fouls, Titans with 10. And we still have 9:33 left to go in the game. It will be Wesleyan basketball leading by 18. Blue Jays out of the timeout. They have Weiss, Glass, Jurkovic, Baxter, and Morganov on the floor. The Titans going with Zimnick. This is Overstreet, Reed, Davis, and Soderman. Victor Davis has the top of the key. Reed clapped for the basketball. He gets it under the hoop. He throws it away. Here comes Baxter. Baxter going to throw it ahead to Weiss. Lays it up and in. 7-0 run by the Blue Jays, and they pulled it within 16 at 55-39. Kevin Reed has the top of the key. Reed looking for Davis. Drives all the way in and draws a foul.
Foul charge to Jurkovic. His third.
Michael Jurkovic with his 3rd foul, and that's 9 fouls on the Blue Jays.
Davis to the free throw
So
line.
it's going to be double bonus the rest of the way for everybody. This was a 2-shot foul, and Davis sinks the first. 14 points for Davis, make it 15 as that one rattles home. Davis leading all scorers. Will come down upon 9 minutes to play in the game, and it's an 18-point deficit that Elmhurst is facing right now. Baxter hanging onto it on the left wing. Stops, bounces it to Morganov, out top to Wiest. Wiest crossover dribble, wants to take Zimnick. Almost lost his balance and traveled. Baxter fires a three off the mark, and after that we have a foul called. It's going to be over the back on Jurkovic. And they will march to the foul line. Jurkovic with his fourth.
Back to the free throw line is Victor Davis for the Titans.
Victor Davis trying to add on to his 15-point afternoon, and that one rattled out on him. His first free throw miss of the ball game. He was 7 for his first 7. Davis with the second one. That one is good. 16 points for Davis. It's a 19-point Titans lead over the Blue Jays with 8:35 to go in the game, 58-39. Jurkovic looking down low. Here's Morganov, has good post position deep on the right block. Missed it though on the turnaround. It's out of bounds. It's staying with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays look to inbound. Glass fires it all the way into the backcourt to Wiest. The freshman will bring it across the timeline to Charles Glass. Glass on the right wing. Up top it goes to Morganov. To the far side, Baxter. Baxter finds Wiest off the curl. Left of the lane, brings it in and gets hacked. Foul on Zimnick. And that's 4 fouls on Zimnick. That will get Michael Mayberger off the bench. Wiest back to the line where he's 2 of 2, has 4 points. First one rattled off. Mayberger does check back in for Zimnick. Second try for Wiest, and he splits the pair. 5 points for Wiest, and an 18-point deficit for the Blue Jays. Titans have led by as many as 24. On the right wing, Davis feeds it inside, stolen away by Glass. Glass throws it ahead, a little behind Baxter though, and it's stolen back by Victor Davis. Here come the Titans trying to add to that 18-point lead. In this half, just 16 points for the Blue Jays and 25 for the Titans. Right of the circle, Mayberger, now he's gonna drive it in. Davis at the foul line, backs up. Soderman straight on 3, rattled out. Rebound is torn away by Wiest. Here come the Blue Jays trying to trim down an 18-point deficit. On the right wing, this is Baxter. Baxter slashing in, out top, now it comes to the right wing. Glass pull up Jay, and that one off the rim, rebounded by Kevin Reed. Reed gonna push it up ahead. Mayberger across the timeline will come down upon 7 minutes left to go in the game. Titans looking to add to that 18-point lead, and Overstreet buries the jumper. 7 points for Dylan Overstreet. The lead is back to 20. It's 60-40 for the Titans. Deontay Foster getting set to check back in for Elmhurst, along with Nick Sanford. Left wing, Wiest tries the answer 3. That's off the front rim. Rebound is run down by Jurkovic. Then it's lobbed underneath. Morganov trying to pick it up, and a foul called. Foul is on the Titans. .635 left to play. Wesleyan a 60-40 lead over Elmhurst. Morganov at the line. He has 6 points. The 64%er. First one good. Morganov, the transfer out of the College of Lake County, where he was first team all-conference last year. Subs on, Foster and Sanford back for the Blue Jays. Morganov, second free throw. That one's good. 8 points for Morganov. He comes off the floor. Eric Dornfeld is back with 4 points. 6.5 to play in the game. It's an 18-point Titans lead over the Blue Jays. Titans looking for their 8th straight win. It would also be their 8th straight victory over Elmhurst, who has not beaten them since '09. Catching that pass and scoring it is Musselman, but it was an offensive foul on Musselman. Wave off the basket.
Foul charge.
No foul shots because that was an offensive foul. Blue Jays have the basketball down 18, 6:19 to play.
Second.
Deontay Foster gonna let the ball roll a little bit, and then he'll pick it up to start the clock. Foster on the left wing, stops with it. Up top, he finds Dornfeld. Glass catches on the right wing, trying to look down low. Instead, he finds a cutting Sanford. He throws it away on the baseline. Sanford trying to feed it down low to Payon, but he overthrew it. Titans with the basketball back, leading by 18. They've led by as many as 24. It was close throughout the first half. The Titans led by 9 at halftime. Left of the circle, this is Dolan. Dolan to Reed. Titans milking some clock on this possession. We're inside of 5:45 to play in the game. Overstreet backing down. Now he's going to hand it off to Mayberger. 7 seconds to shoot it. Mayberger out to Dolan. 5 seconds to shoot. Reed with 3, and they call a ticky-tacky foul there. A little bump up top. That's going to send Reed to the line.
Foul charge to Eric Dornfeld.
Dornfeld with his 3rd foul. Again, both teams are in the double bonus. Reed puts the first one up off the front rim. Reed with 11 points. He's 3 out of 6 at the line, make it 3 of 7. He missed them both. Rebound by Glass, here he comes. Blue Jays trying to cut into this 18-point lead that the Titans have. Left wing, this is Foster. Foster running it around the perimeter, hands off to Sanford. Sanford slashing in, lays it in, and the foul. 12 points now for Nick Sanford. Glass will sit down. Wiest back into the game for Elmhurst. Sanford will try to cut it down to a 15-point deficit with this free throw. And Sanford does that. Zimnick checks back in for the Titans, going to the bench. Musselman. Zimnick will inbound it for the Titans. Here comes full court pressure by the Blue Jays. Full court, and Sanford there kind of stumbled and then tripped up Overstreet, who's headed to the line. Dylan Overstreet with 7 points tonight. He is a 72%er at the line, making his first trip to the charity stripe.
To Nick Sanford, his 3rd at the free throw line is Dylan
Overstreet sends the first free throw up, and it's short. A mini 5-0 run here by the Blue Jays, but they're still down 15, 5:14 to go, and the second one's good. Overstreet with 8 points. Kevin Reed checks back into the game for the Titans. Sanford will inbound it, and Foster will again let that ball roll a little bit. He'll pick it up, Blue Jays down by 16, 5:10 to go. Sanford gives it up to Wiest. Wiest coming around an illegal screen. Offensive foul on Payonk. The Titans have the basketball back with a 16-point lead, 5:05 to go. Overstreet has it in the backcourt. Will come down inside. 5 minutes left to play in the game. Overstreet stumbles across the timeline, hangs onto that pivot foot, trapping defense here by Elmhurst. Now they fall back into a man-to-man. This is Mayberger. Again, the Titans looking to bleed some clock on this possession. Overstreet has it right in the circle. 10 seconds left to shoot it. Overstreet comes around Zimnick's screen, a foul called. Overstreet will head back to the line.
Foul charge to Kyle Wiest.
That foul was on Wiest. His first. Both teams into the double bonus already.
Overstreet to the free throw line.
Here's Overstreet back at the line where he just split a pair. He nails the first. Overstreet was his high school's valedictorian. He was also first team All-State as a high schooler in his senior season. He's out of Paxton, Illinois. Overstreet's second one is good. 10 points as Overstreet is into double figures. And it's an 18-point lead again with 4.5 left to play for the Titans over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays headed towards their 8th consecutive loss, and this would be an 0-8 start to conference play in CCIW as Foster rattles out that jumper. Mayberger with the rebound, and here come the Titans again. Overstreet to Mayberger. Again, they'll look to run some clock. Dolan over to Victor Davis. Davis right of the circle. Now he gives it up to Mayberger. We have 4 minutes left to play, and there's another bump. Foul on Payonk.
Second personal foul charge to Payonk.
Payonk with
Mayberger
his second.
to the free throw line.
Mayberger hits that free throw, his first point of the game. Coming up next for the Titans, they are at Augustana on Wednesday at 7:30. Then they're home to Wheaton and North Park. Dribble handoff, goes to Ackerman, outside to Wiest on the right wing. Wiest fighting his way into the lane, out to Sanford, pulls up with that teardrop, missed it off the rim. Rebound pulled down and taken back outside by Morganoff. Goes down low to Payonk. Payonk, right block, turnaround, got it. Kenny Payonk with his first 2 points of the game. It's a 65-47. Titans lead over the Blue Jays. In between the circles, this is Dolan. Dolan just bringing it back outside. Crossover on the dribble, 3:10 left to play. Here's Overstreet, he'll back it out. 10 seconds to shoot it here for the Titans. Pass inside to Reed, out to Davis. Here's Mayberger's three. Michael Mayberger with his first field goal of the game, 4 points. And that is kind of the icing on the cake with that shot. It's now a 21-point Titans lead. They've led by as many as 24 in this second half, where they have just taken over the game. Wiest with the answer attempt. 8 points for Kyle Wiest off the bench, all of them in the second half. 68-50, Titans lead the Blue Jays. 2:20 remains in the ball game. Left of the circle, Dolan 20 seconds to shoot it. And again, the Titans making use of most of the shot clock their last several trips down the floor. Overstreet inside to Reed. And they swing it back outside. Under 10 to shoot. Pull up Jay by Dolan. He fills it up. Bryce Dolan with 5 points. It's a 20-point lead for the Blue Jays at 70-50. Ackerman will inbound it under 2 minutes to play. Wiest brings it ahead into the front court. The Blue Jays take a timeout with 1:46 remaining in the ball game. The Blue Jays are trailing 70-50 against Wesleyan. Wesleyan headed towards their 8th straight victory, and the Blue Jays headed towards their 8th straight loss. So Elmhurst still will not have a victory since 2013 started. Each of these teams lost in their, the Blue Jays lost. Blue Jays won their final game in 2012, and the Titans lost their final game in 2012, and since then, the Blue Jays haven't won any, and the Titans have not lost any ball games. Again, coming up for Elmhurst, they will play host to Milliken, and that is on Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Then next Saturday, they will be at North Central. That is a 7 o'clock contest. And that starts a 3-game road trip for Elmhurst. After that game against Milliken Wednesday, they will not be back here until February 16th. So they have a good 3 weeks where they don't have a home game, and then they come back February 16th against Augustana and finish out their regular season against Wheaton College on the 19th. Now as we get the inbounds here, we have a lecture between the official and that's Mike Marietti getting ready to check in for the Titans. Ackerman fighting his way off that screen, gives it up to Wiest. Blue Jays trail by 20. Final 2 minutes of the game. There's a travel on glass. He covers his head in frustration. Now the Titans will bring some sparsely used players off the bench. Brian Nelms in for the first time, 5'11" freshman guard out of Arlington Heights. They also bring in Ryan Cole, a 6'5" freshman forward out of Lyle. That ball was knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Titans. The Titans also bring in Daniel Oswald, 6'2" senior out of LaGrange Park. Elmhurst also with some substitutions. Eric Crittenden into the game, 6'7" freshman forward out of Crete, Illinois. And it will be inbounded, goes out to Glass. Into the corner, Ackerman fires that 3 across the rim. Rebound is tapped out and picked up by the Titans. They have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. They are going to try to slow things down, though, here a little bit first. On the left side, working his way in is Oswald. He's going to hand it off to Nelms. Nelms throws it away. Here comes Ackerman to the other end, and he'll lay it in. 4 points for Bryant Ackerman. Now in the backcourt, Nelms brings it across. Under a minute to play in the game, and we have a foul called on Glass.
Foul charge to Glass, his first.
58 seconds left to go. It's an 18-point lead for the Titans, and they're headed to the line.
Musselman to the free throw line.
Musselman's free throw missed. Second one is good as Musselman splits the pair. 55 seconds left to play. Ackerman splitting that screen. Foul line J rattled out. Here come the Titans pushing it the other way. Nelms will turn around and slow things up. 40 seconds left to play. A game where the Blue Jays had an early 5-point lead. Wesleyan came out very sluggish, but then they went on a 13-0 and 19-4 run. Took a 10-point lead in the first half, led by 9 at halftime. Started the second half on a 9-2 run and did not look back. Pull-up jumper missed by Ackerman. 15 seconds to go in the game. It's loose on the deck. Nelms throws it outside. Glass an open three. That's off the rim and out of bounds. 6 seconds to go. And it will be inbounded. That will end the ball game. Wesleyan, a 71-52 victory over Elmhurst. The Titans improved to 16-3. They're now 8-0 in conference. They have won 8 consecutive games. They've not lost since 2013 started. The Blue Jays lose their 8th straight. They are 0-8 in conference, 4-15 on the season, last place in the CCIW, as the Blue Jays have not won. They've lost all 8 games since 2013. Started a game that the Blue Jays had an early lead, but Wesleyan took over late in the first half and throughout the second half to put them away with a 19-point victory. And the Titans sweep the Blue Jays this year. Wesleyan has also won 8 consecutive meetings with the Blue Jays. As we look at some of the high scores, there were 4 in double figures for Wesleyan, led by Victor Davis with 16 points, 12 points for Pat Soderman, 11 for Kevin Reed, and 10 for Dylan Overstreet to lead the Titans. On the other side, for the Blue Jays, they were led by Nick Sanford. Sanford had 10 points. They got 8 points from Alex Morganov. Kyle Wiest came off the bench with 8 points, all of them in the second half, and those were the leaders tonight for the Blue Jays. But Elmhurst falls 71-52. Don't forget to join us for our next broadcast on Blue Jay TV, and that is going to be Wednesday's ball game at home against Millikan University at 7:30 p.m. Once again, the final score here from Faganell Hall at Elmhurst College: the Wesleyan Titans 71, Elmhurst Blue Jays 52. Thank you for watching this broadcast of Blue Jay TV.